So our next lesson is going to be on scissor over comb, and this is a technique where you cut without tension. We're back with our model head again, and we're going to cut it slightly shorter. I want to cut it down to the length of the bottom of the ear. That's where we're going to aim for. Now you'll love this technique. It's one of the most fundamental techniques I've used as a barber, and when you see really good barbers on Instagram or whatever, these are the kind of techniques you see them using, and it's so much fun to cut this way. So let me get on with it and show you what we're doing. The comb, you're going to hold between your thumb and your finger like this, okay? So that you can flip it over while you cut, okay? And the scissor, remember, we're working our thumb like this with the scissor. Okay, the way that this is going to work is we go in with our scissor, okay, slide in like this, and we're going to pick up some hair with the scissor, okay? So in with the scissor, put the comb underneath the hair and hold it in the comb, okay? Like this, and comb it out. Now remember, we want to get to around about the bottom of the ear, so what we need to do is think about how much hair we need to take off. At least that, okay? So going like that, and what I want to do is I want to cut about 90 degrees again, okay? So in like that, cut at 90 degrees and release. Now I'm going to go in with my comb slightly lower, okay, and I'm going to pick the hair up again with the comb. Now I can see that there's some short hair there that I just cut. So as I pick that up, that's my guide, and I can just cut to the same length. Release that. Go back in with the scissor again, pick up some more hair, cut across the comb. Now we're getting down to a decent length here. There's the bottom of the ear there. This is still too long, and I need to make this shorter, and that's good practice for you right from the start because you get another go at it. So back in with the scissor, pick the hair up, trim it down, back in again, pick the hair up, trim it down, back in again. Now I'm stepping down each time. I'm going slightly lower down the scalp each time. That's too much. Let's pick up this much, trim that down. Okay, and this is about our last section now. There's the bottom of the ear, so let's just pick it up. We'll not pick up to 90 degrees. We'll use this as the perimeter and just cut it as it's lying there, okay? There we go. So I've cut to that length. This is a bit blunt, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to address that by taking an angle here, and I'm just going to cut that little corner off there just to make that look a little bit more natural as it comes into the beard. Okay, let's move around. So we've got our short hair here, and what we need to do is just go back in with the scissor, pick that up, and trim off the long stuff. We're just following this length all the way around. I'm going to step down again. Now remember, we're always pulling out to 90 degrees here. Just keep working at that. Back in. There's the long hair. Trim that down. Back in again. This is getting a bit dry, so we'll wet it down again. So back in with the scissor, trim it down, and back in again. And I'm just working my way all the way down to the nape of the neck here, so I'm just going to pick up that last little bit at the bottom and trim that at 90 degrees. So let's just go here now, pick up and trim. Make sure that the scissor blade is always working across the spine of the comb when you do this. Okay, and work our way down. This is probably the most fun and satisfying way to cut hair. It's so effective. The reason that we work from the top to the bottom is because all the weight is hanging from the top down towards the bottom. If you work your way up, you're always working your way up into more hair, and it's hard to work that way. So work from the top down is the best way. Trim again. And back in with the scissor. Again. Now again, this is all 90 degrees, but we're just cutting a slightly different way now. It's scissor over comb. Let's remember that. So I'm just getting this hair out of the way here. It's kind of in my way. I'll just grip that over there with a gripper. And that hair there from the top. So I worked my way down the middle there, so I'm just going to step over a little bit from the middle. I'll pick that up and I can see there's some long hair there to be cut. Again, long hair and short hair, just lifting out at 90 degrees as always. Just keep working our way down. Working down. And I'm going to work my way over, and here we are. Just trim that down. We can see each time that we work our way over, we can still see the short hair from our last section, and we go in with the scissor, lift out at 90 degrees, trim, keep working our way down. And all the way down to the bottom of the nape. You might actually find the last thing you pick up, there's just one or two hairs because your final section's so small. That's fine, but just keep working on it. In we go again. Just working my way down. Okay, back in, this hair at the front. And I just softened this little corner here, didn't I? That scissor over comb technique is one of the most fundamental and useful techniques. It's quite hard to get the hang of, especially the comb flip. That's something that you really want to practice in your own time, is flipping the comb over. It seems so simple, but it can be a little bit tricky, and it just takes time to kind of get used to the flipping of the comb. This hair on this model head is quite springy. The way that it's threaded, it sticks right out from the scalp. Most human hair isn't quite that straight. Asian hair can be very, very straight, and it can stand out sometimes. European hair, like Caucasian hair, tends to be a bit flatter, lies flatter. And again, Afro-Caribbean hair is very tight, it'll curl right in. So even, you know, if it was this length, it would appear about half the length because it would curl in. Now let's apply angles to that technique. Adding angles in is going to make this look so much nicer. And you're going to learn a technique just now. It's called tapering. That's the simple term for it, but understanding angles is the key to making a nice taper.